Good morning and welcome. Tēnā koutou te whānau o Auckland Unitarian. Tēnā koutou nā manahiri, no mai, haere mai. Haere mai ki tēnei whare karakia a te atua. Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. You might be wondering why you are here from wherever you are. Laura Hutton Ludwig may be able to help you. She begins, Spirit of life and love. We are here because we believe what we do matters. We are here because we believe how we live our life matters. That with every act of kindness or meanness, courage or fear, love or hate, we are weaving the fabric of the universe that holds us all. We are here because we need encouragement, because we need strength, because so often we get distracted. We get in a rush. We don't think. We choose the easy way when the harder path is what our spirit truly longs for. We're here because none of us is perfect, but together we inspire one another to try again, to take another step. We are here because we have felt the stirrings of love and grace in our hearts and hands, and we crave more of that for ourselves. And not only for ourselves, for everyone. We are here because it matters. If there was ever a time for a candle in the darkness, this would be it. Using a spark of hope, kindle the flame of love, ignite the light of peace, and feed the flame of justice. Please join me if you're able to stand and sing Spirit of Life. Please join me in the covenant of our congregation. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is the sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall blessed with each other and with our to kind of get the mind rolling in the right direction. Here is my reading. It's by Lao Tse. For if they are evil and we are not, if that's how we see things, then we are committing the same kind of error which led to this tragedy, that the problem of evil, not so much that it exists, in that it's really just a fact of life or a force of nature. The problem of evil, as I see it, is that we are so readily tempted to imagine that it's out there, separated from us over here, that it belongs to them and not us, and that I believe is ultimately the root and the design of evil, to make us categorize the world into us and them rather than recognizing our common kinship. For there to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the heart. Our first song today is the first hymn in our hymnal. And at least since I've been here, we've never sung it as a congregation. So I want you to listen to it. It's "May Nothing Evil Cross This Door." And it's not a lament, it's a blessing. So it's not a dirge. It's a song of joy, actually. So we're going to listen to Frank play it a little bit so we get a sense of it, and then we'll give it a go. And if you suck at it, we're doing it again. I am pretty certain there's nowhere in the world right now where the preacher is using the title, "The Walking Dead, Are We All Infected?" So let's see what happens. I have a bone to pick with my daughter. In a recent FaceTime call, she was appalled to learn I wasn't familiar with a TV series called The Walking Dead. I reminded her that I do dragons and wizards and werewolves if Michael J. Fox is one. I don't do horror films, or at least not since I was 14 when I watched Hitchcock's The Birds. I use the word watched loosely because I had my jacket over my head for most of it. A book about vampires is okay, but I don't want to read about or watch zombies. Then while looking for a new series to watch, I saw that Neon, our streaming service, had just made The Walking Dead available. All 10 seasons. Just to be more up to date with cultural references, I decided to watch just one episode and then tell my daughter it was a waste of time. I've just about completed season 4. I'm thoroughly hooked. It took 2 seasons for me not to be repelled by the makeup and special effects. It's disturbing how quickly one can normalize the horrific. For those of you who have better taste in your TV viewing, here's the basic storyline. A virus has caused a worldwide pandemic. Implausible, I know. At least it was a decade ago when the first episode was released. The virus kills 100% of its victims. Then the patient resurrects, but not as themselves. Most of their brain is no longer functioning, making them interested only in finding food. Any protein will do, but they prefer humans. They pass the virus to anyone they bite or scratch. They can be put down for good only by destroying their brain. It is soon revealed that anyone who dies for any reason other than the virus will also resurrect as a walker, as they're called. The word zombie is never used. No bite or scratch is required because everyone is infected. This is the premise as the series follows those who have so far survived. While the walkers are dangerous, they are not exactly fleet of foot. and they give a whole new level of meaning to stupid. No, humans are much more dangerous. Turns out the series isn't about zombies at all. Each episode is a case study about the problems of evil. It isn't easy to be a heretic in Unitarian Universalism, but I'm verging on it this morning by talking about evil. My excuse? The devil made me do it. Unitarian Universalists are way too optimistic to focus on evil. The song we just sang, hymn 1, in the UU hymnal, Singing the Living Tradition, is the first and last time the word is used in the entire book. I think this is a weakness in our faith tradition because evil exists. No amount of denial will protect us from it. Our Universalist ancestors believed strongly in the doctrine of universal salvation, that all souls would be reunited with an ultimately loving God, and that no soul is destined for eternity in hell. If you take away hell, perhaps the idea of evil doesn't make quite so much sense, because there's nowhere to put it. Or maybe we ignore evil because our Unitarian ancestors were so convinced of humanity's ability to climb onward and upward, to rise above our basest instincts, or perhaps because our Unitarian Universalist rationalism has been so infused with the psychological mythologies of our day, demons have turned into conditions, and evil has become maladjustment and bad choices. By whatever route, it seems that our religious tradition has largely lost the language to deal with terrorism in Christchurch, oppression in Hong Kong, mass murder in Denver and Atlanta, and recent genocides in Myanmar, Syria, Iraq, and Nigeria. The list of evils is much longer than 10 seasons of The Walking Dead can address. And the atrocities are not computer generated. They are all too real, all too common, and all too easy to normalize. How are we to make sense of that? First, recognize evil's existence. As the story of Cain killing Abel suggests, it's always been around. Hebrew scriptures saw an all-powerful Yahweh in his righteous wrath committing some evils that would make zombies blush. Christian writings saw a more loving and forgiving, yet all-powerful God. But that gave Christian theologians a headache, more like a migraine, trying to justify an all-powerful and loving God who permitted evil. If a loving God permitted its existence, what is the source of evil? It turns out I'm not the only UU willing to risk heresy. The Reverend Rosemary Bray McNatt, president of Starr King School for the Ministry, had this to say about evil. Evil is not as complex as our explanations about it are. Whatever we try to explain it, we fall back on our own experiences, the deep betrayals, our bitter losses. We find ourselves speechless and ineffective in the face of larger structural evils revealed to us with chilling regularity. A law enforcement system that leads to unarmed black people being shot by police every day of the year, and wars by remote control that are no less deadly for their distance. However we describe the means by which we experience evil, its source remains the same. Our capacity to turn in on ourselves so completely we lose sight of both our connections to others and to that greater source that binds us together. Whenever we forget who we are, whose we are, and what our relationship to one another is, there lies the breeding ground for evil. It is the loss of essential memory which leads to individual actions and collective structures that reflect and reinforce that terrible disconnect. Evil has its origins in the abandonment of hope and meaning among those who have lost or never known their core identity. She sounds like she could be speaking of zombies. But in truth, she is acknowledging we are all infected with evil. If there is a vaccine, the Reverend Dr. William F. Schultz, a former president of the Unitarian Universalist Association and executive director of Amnesty International USA, offers this possible one. Ultimately, our answer will need to be political and theological, personal and corporate. Along with intimations of goodness, evil lies coiled in every human heart, latent in almost every human enterprise. The goal is not to vanquish it. That's too much to hope for, but to temper it. And naming a phenomenon is always the first step towards its taming. In language we can identify with these days, he does not expect to eliminate evil. He just hopes we can flatten the curve. Evil will always be with us, but we may not find it where we are looking. Carl Jung once wrote, "The individual who wishes to have an answer to the problem of evil has need, first and foremost, of self-knowledge. That is, in the utmost possible knowledge of their own wholeness. They must know relentlessly how much good they can do and what crimes they are capable of, and must be aware of regarding the one as real and the other as illusion. Both are elements within their nature, and both are bound to come to light in them, should they wish, as they ought, to live without self-deception or self-delusion." This is the religious response to evil, not setting it apart and intensifying the illusion of separation, but recognizing how much good we can do and what crimes we are capable of. Recognizing that both are part of each of us, that both are found in me. We have moved on from our ancestors' denial of evil. We now know where it has been put, not in hell, but in our human nature. If I'm going to confront evil with courage and resolve, that is where I have to begin. But I cannot do that unless I'm also grounded in the certainty that goodness is embedded in our humanity as well. Should I forget that? I become the walking dead. My faith keeps me alive and human. Adrian Rich sums it up this way. My heart is moved by all I cannot save. So much has been destroyed. I have cast my lot with those who, age after age, perversely, with no extraordinary power, reconstitute the world. Amen. So, on that joyful note, let us sing our closing hymn, Let It Be a Dance We Do. Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. I know it's been a real light, joyous kind of service today, so I thought I would uplift you or bring you down just a little bit with a quote by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. And if you've ever read him, there's never any joyful notes there. It's so Russian. If only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds. Let me repeat that. If only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds, and if it were necessary only to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them, but the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. And who is willing to destroy a piece of their own heart?